Hey guys, what's going on? Welcome back to the channel. I'm going to do a quick video about the LuxAlgo oscillator package. So up until now I've been talking about the overlay package, which is all these nice buy and sell signals that we've been using, and also the other one, which is, so you have the LuxAlgo signals and overlays, which also include things like the smart trail, the reversal zones. And you guys have seen what I've been doing with that if you've been following this video series, basically showing that I'm making money doing this and going through like how I'm using it, how I'm testing it and all this. One thing I really haven't talked much about on, because I haven't had a chance to really get into it, is the oscillator package. So when you get LuxAlgo Premium, you end up getting basically 3 different packages. So you end up with this invite-only scripts, and you get the price action concepts, which I have touched on a bit. I'm going to go into more detail on that as I practice more and more with it. It'll be interesting. This is the one I've mainly been talking about. And you can see the popularity dwindles, right? So most people like the overlays, which is the simple signals. Makes sense, right? Then some people start to like the more advanced price action concepts, things like order blocks and things like that. I'll do some more videos on that as I get more practice with that. And then the oscillators start to die off. You can see the number of likes, right? 18,000 likes down to 3,000 likes. That doesn't mean that the LuxAlgo oscillators are any worse or any more, like, less useful or anything, but it is kind of interesting to see that people tend to focus mainly on the main overlays and signals. So let's give the LuxAlgo oscillator some love that they deserve. And so I started a whole new review article just on LuxAlgo oscillators. I'll leave a link in the description below. In that article right here, you can come and join LuxAlgo indicators. Over 50 people within the communities of my Facebook group and Discord have joined LuxAlgo using my special referral link and the code STA30 to get 30% off LuxAlgo. And so this basically is going to be dedicated primarily to the oscillators. So you can see I've started with what they call the ultimate stochastic oscillator, and that's what I have plotted on here. And so you can adjust this to fit your screen. So I've made it larger here. You can put it all the way up here, or you can kind of adjust it to be a smaller aspect of the thing right here. So for this video, I'll make it a lot bigger since it's kind of what we care about most, right? So they have 3 different oscillators. I think actually more than 3. But the first one I want to talk about is this stochastic oscillator. I'll go through and I'll add to this article as time goes on. I'll add in the other ones. But at the moment, all I have is the LuxAlgo Ultimate Stochastic in here. And so definitely read some of this stuff. Apparently the advantage, so you guys probably use the stochastic on other platforms and things. Apparently it improves upon that, and it's very hard to verify this, so we have to kind of take their word for it unless you're more technical than I am. The promptness of the stochastic oscillator with the elimination of noisy fluctuations through a method that introduces less delay with pre or post smoothing techniques apparently is better for that reason. It also works better for divergences, which I'm going to talk a little bit about later on in this video. So it's very simple. The red color that you see here, and these red ribbons is what they call them, is shown right here. It's supposed to occur when the price action is going down, and the green is supposed to occur when the price action is going up. And so let's see how well that correlates with the actual chart. So I'll move this down a little bit. And so you can see we actually had a down signal on the overlay here, and a little bit of a downtrend, not really very much, which didn't quite correspond so well with this red bearish ribbon. Kind of flat, really. I mean, a little drop and then that. Same with this one. Kind of an uptrend on the stock, or on SPY in this case. So it doesn't always match perfectly. This is a good example that did work. So you can see we had a green uptrend, which the underline went up. And we also got a nice uptrend on the stochastic. So again, these are things that you can't really use in isolation. It's always about confluence with these things. So it's not enough just to buy when the ribbon turns, or short or sell when the ribbon turns red, and then buy when the ribbon turns green. It works sometimes, but it probably, if you backtest it, you'll probably find that it doesn't give you a net positive profit factor over the long term. And that's the problem with a lot of trading indicators, right? Is that if you just rely on one, like the stochastic or the MACD, you backtest it for enough, over a long enough period, it isn't enough to buy and sell based on just something as simple as that. So that's kind of my first point, is this is a good thing to add to your trading, but I certainly wouldn't rely on it in isolation, right? And it's not supposed to be. So the other thing that the thing does, if I make this large again, is it kind of gives you overbought and oversold. So this green is actually oversold. So it's a little bit weird, right? You think green would be buy. Maybe that's what it kind of means, is like you need to start buying. But the green appears here. So you have this green line and this red line. And so at some point it says it's oversold. And then this red is it's overbought. You can't really see it too well there. I'll try and find something a bit more clear. So you can see the green here means oversold. Yeah, so let me just bring down this kind of annoying thing right here. So you can see the prices come down. It's actually at reversal zone. Stochastic is saying it's oversold as well. So given that, you can start to make potentially a trading decision, right? So you have oversold, you have a buy signal here, you have a green potential stochastic to the upside. Often they'll come in a little earlier. I made this point before in a different video, that sometimes they're a bit more leading than the actual Lux indicators. So sometimes you'll get a few candles before you'll start to see a change in the stochastic. So there is some advantage to them. It's not something I'm going to rely on that much, but it's pretty interesting to play around with. So like I said in the article, these areas can suggest potential reversals in the prevailing trend. And then my big question was, does it actually add much? And the jury's still out a little bit on that. So if I go to the actual picture here, so I took a screenshot and I kind of looked at it a little bit. And this kind of reiterates the point, is sometimes you'll get an area where you'll start to see a little change in the stochastic. And it'll happen significantly earlier than the down signal comes in. And you can see again here, I didn't mark it, but you can see the green change here. It's significantly earlier than the buy signal. So there may be something to this, adding it in as a potential confluence thing. Again, over here, I showed it and marked it so you guys can see it. With the green line, the stochastic turns green here, like significantly before we start to see a buy signal on the overlay. And so what's interesting here is we're still showing the smart trail, which I've talked about in these videos quite a bit, is still red, but the stochastic has turned green. So this might be the start of a heads up to like, hey, there might be something coming here, sort of idea. So there is uses to it for sure. I'm not completely convinced yet that it's that helpful. I wonder what you guys think. Make sure you leave a comment in the description below, in the comments below, and say like whether you've used this, whether it actually helps or not. So one thing I do want to talk about briefly is the idea of divergences. So this is a common technical tool. You've probably used them or heard of them. Apparently the ultimate stochastic on LuxAlgo, apparently it acts better for divergences. So this is from their manual. The ultimate stochastic oscillator makes it easier to spot divergences with the price of the underlying compared to the regular stochastic due to the preservation of certain price variations. To me, that's all they say, and I can't interpret that properly. So not really sure what they're trying to say there in terms of it being better. But the idea with divergences, and they've provided a nice little diagram here, is if the underlying is making new highs like this, but the stochastic is making lower, so it's trending down like this, then that would be considered a bearish divergence, and so you'd expect the price at some point to start going back down, and you can see that does actually happen here. And in this case, the opposite is true, so you're looking at a bullish divergence, so the stochastic is going up and the underlying is going down, and so you'd expect a point here to start to see the underlying reverse and go up. And so if you're not familiar with this concept, it's a key point in technical analysis. It's not something I've paid a lot of attention to over the years, but I've put a summary here about what to expect with divergences and how to use them as well, so definitely come and check out this article. So for the next video that I do, what I'm going to probably focus on next is one of the other oscillators. So this is the first one on the list. If you go to the menu, you can try and find this. Yeah, so here's the LuxAlgo Premium menu for the different oscillators that they have. You can see the first one is the Ultimate Stochastic. I'm going to dive into the Ultimate MACD, so you'll see that change in the background. So this is the Ultimate MACD. I can try and move this over a little bit. Then they have the Ultimate RSI. There's the Ultimate RSI. I don't know what advanced is, so let's have a look at that. Yikes. Who knows what that is? I'll dive into it and let you know. And then pivot points. Interesting. So I'm going to go through each one of these in a video. I'm going to test them with real trades if I can, and then put them into this article right here. So again, I'll leave a link in the description for you to go and check out this LuxAlgo oscillators, so that you can go through it and sort of learn and look at the different ones and see what we can figure out with the oscillator package. Could be pretty interesting. Again, if you want to join LuxAlgo, you can get 30% off. You use my code STA30. I have a referral link here. You go there, you put in STA30, and you can get 3 months of LuxAlgo, all of these packages, so the oscillators and the overlays, the whole thing. You can get 3 months for just $100, which is awesome. I think it's a really good deal. And in previous videos, I've shown some of the results I'm having trading these, and they're pretty good. Quite impressed. So hopefully that's helpful, and I'll talk to you guys in the next video.